It's 9 o'clock now. Group A, can you please stand up? A round of applause, please, to our Group A. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, please be seated. So now I would like to pass the mic to the chairpersons so that they can begin the first session, please.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the group presentation of the of the 25th International Student Summit. The group presentation will be held for 2 days, with groups A, B, C, D on the first day, and group E, F, G on the second day. In the group presentation, we will have 27 presenters from 23 countries presenting their unique projects related to food, agriculture, community welfare, and the environment. This year's ISS theme is Pushing Boundaries, Inclusive Activities for Community Welfare. This theme reminds us that by sharing our experiences and learning from one another, we can create new possibilities for communities around the world. We hope you enjoy every presentation and their unique activities in their respective communities. I would like to explain the presentation rules. Each presenter will have 12 minutes for their presentation, followed by a 3-minute Q&A session. We encourage everyone to take part in active discussions. However, please keep your questions clear and concise so that the presenters can answer them fully within the given time. When you ask the questions, please state your name and your affiliation. If you have additional questions but are unable to ask during the Q&A session due to time, please feel free to reach out to the presenters afterwards. They will be happy to share their insights with you. And also, please make sure to have your phone set into silent mode. Without further ado, let's start the group presentation. Now I'll pass the mic to my fellow chairperson.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Aya, and it's a pleasure to serve as a chairperson for this session. So we proudly represent Group A, whose group motto is Agricultural Resilience, Transforming Practice, Empowering Communities. On behalf of our group, we would like to extend a warm welcome to all our participants, presenters, faculty members, and guests joining us today. So we are especially delighted to welcome presenters from different universities and countries who have gathered here to share their innovative idea, research experience related to food, agriculture, and environment sustainability. I would like to introduce the presenters for Group A. From the left, we have Tin Tit Mian from Yezing Agriculture University in Myanmar. Aisa Tosan from Tokyo University of Agriculture, Sidesh Mane from Michigan State University, and finally Noah from National Pingtung University of Science and Technology in Taiwan. So we sincerely hope that today's session will inspire meaningful discussion, encourage collaboration, and strengthen the connection between our diverse communities. Thank you all for being here with us today.
Without further ado, let us begin our session by welcoming our first presenter. Our first presentation is entitled Towards Community Welfare, Assessment of Household Food Consumption Behavior, Resilience and Perceptions Under Food Price Changes in Myanmar. Please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Klang Ting Ting Myat from Yezing Agricultural University, Myanmar. The floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Lantin Demya. Today I'm pleased to present one of the activities of our Agricultural Economics Specialization Student Group. Our title is about Towards Community Welfare, Assessment of Household Food Consumption Behavior, Resilience and Perception Under Food Price Changes in Myanmar. This is our group. We have 50 members in total. First, let's look at the situation Myanmar has been facing in recent years. our country, Myanmar, has experienced a series of major challenges like COVID-19 pandemic, earthquakes, and flooding. These crises had a direct impact on the agricultural sector. The agricultural production declined, the supply chain was disrupted, and the cost of agricultural inputs increased. As Myanmar is a country that heavily relies on agriculture, any disruption to agricultural production and food distribution can lead to a significant increases in food prices. For example, the price of rice, which is the staple food of Myanmar, increased by about 75% between like 2022 and 2023. Also, the onion prices, edible oils, and prices also rose. As food is a basic necessity, changes in food prices have a direct impact on the daily lives of household, the daily life of household. So, influencing their decision making and consumption behavior, which are important for their overall well-being. As I mentioned, rising food prices affect make a household vulnerable, like reducing their purchasing power and changing consumption patterns, and even making struggle to meet basic needs. These problems however, these problems will be continue to exist as long as food price remain high. So, instead of focusing only on the problems, our team focused on the household capacity. We wanted to know how households creatively adapt during these crises, so we can suggest realistic community-led initiatives that help neighbors support one another. So, by understanding household capacities, we can identify effective coping strategies used by household, and we can highlight their existing strengths and adaptive capacity, and we can also support development of more realistic policy intervention. To better these adaptive responses and practice, our team conducted a fee observation and data collection. We initiated a pilot test to build deep trust with communities and minimize potential mistake. We conducted pilot tests in May and June 2025. And based on the feedback from the pilots, we revised our questionnaire and we conducted our main survey in November and December 2025. In our respective hometowns during our university closure, we surveyed 250 households in total from different countries because our team members come from different countries. So we were able our team member come from different regions, so we were able to capture urban and rural insights. During our survey, we use a structural questionnaire. In the first part of questionnaire, household socioeconomic information, we gathered household income and their food and non-food expenditure. And in the next session, we survey about their strategy to deal with rising food prices. To understand how households adapt and sustain their welfare during crisis. And in the final part, we assess their perception of current economic condition. Here, we use 5-point Likert scale to measure the level of agreement. So overall, we capture household income, expenditure, coping strategy, and perception of their current economic condition. So moving to our result, we classify our respondent into 3 income groups based on their monthly income. Here, figure 1% food expenditure share by income groups. Food expenditure share means how much percentage of income was spent on food. Here, the share of food expenditure increased as income decreased. Low-income household spend their spend the highest proportion of income at 61.71% on food. In contrast, middle and high income households spend their proportion of 54.16 and 14.18% on food. So this shows that low-income families face more financial strains as most of their income allocated to meet food basic needs. And next, this is the non-food based coping strategy by household. And here we can see three significant strategies they use. First, 73 to 78% of all income households significantly reduce their daily monthly expenditures. Second, almost every household reduces its expenditure on non-food items. This is the most major strategy, especially for low-income households. And they also rely on their existing saving. So it showed that rising food prices can affect not only food consumption but also their household spending behavior. Next is the food-based coping strategy adopted by household. Also, we can see three significant strategies here. First, the most common strategy across all income groups was reducing eating outside. And cook wherever food is available at home is another major response by low-income household at 82.93%. And third, and most importantly, all income groups commonly adopt one positive strategy, home gardening. This reflects our main objective. Instead of just looking on the problem, we look at how households creatively adapt. And here, home gardening is proved to be simple yet a powerful step toward a community welfare. Because instead of only reducing expenditure on food, they growing their own vegetables and household food supply and reduce dependence on volatile market purchase. So this finding clearly showed that this is a home gardening, supporting local and household level agriculture is exactly the kind of community initiated we need. And next, this is the final result of our questionnaire. And let me explain the table first. We assess their perception. We ask their how to feel and their perception of different economic challenges. Using a 5-point like a scale. Here you see the percentages are household who choose either agreed or strongly agreed. Here we can see 85.71% of high income and 87.39% of middle income and 87.8% of low income are deeply worried about high food prices. So rising food prices are not just a problem only for the poor. However, the percentages are the highest in low-income households. Behind these findings, we face some challenges during our data collection. Many participants were busy with their daily work. So to solve this, we conducted interviews at their most convenience time, and we explain our study purpose to encourage them. And many were not familiar with survey activities, so we use a simple language, a friendly conversational approach, and we provide a clear explanation for each question. And it was difficult to record the exact amount they spent. So we solve this by focusing on their recent purchase and allowing them to answer with their familiar units like bags or baskets. And how our activities relate to ISS theme. Our activities directly connect to the ISS theme, pushing boundaries, inclusive activities for community welfare. We actively engage households to become familiar with community services, and we engage their willingness to participate in future community activities. And by observing real local strategy like reduce expenditure, home gardening, we can encourage knowledge sharing within our neighborhood. So this strategy suffers a reflection of resilience. We can stay forward for inclusive welfare solution in Myanmar. To sum up everything, food price increases significantly affect everyone, but low-income groups are the most vulnerable. And households adopt various coping strategies like reducing expenditure, home gardening, and these responses show resilience. By sharing our findings and bridging the gap between university and community, we can take a step forward to a stronger, better community welfare system. Thank you very much for your attention and time.
Thank you very much for your insightful presentation. Now we will open the floor for any questions. Does anybody have questions that they would like to ask to the presenter?
Hello, I'm Savani, and I'm from the University of British Columbia. You mentioned earlier that you received feedback on the questionnaire that you created. What was this feedback and how was it applied?
Sorry, can you please ask the question again?
You mentioned that you received some feedback on the questionnaire that you created. What was this feedback and how was it applied?
This feedback. I said, based on the feedback from the pilot test, we revised our questionnaire. Yes. Actually, we in the pilot survey, we combine coping strategy food and we didn't separate food and non-food coping strategy. So after receiving the result, so we decided to separate food and non-food based coping strategy. Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you for the question. Does anybody else have a question that they would like to ask?
Thank you for your presentation, Yes. My name is Suzu. I'm from the same country. But you mentioned about reducing expenditures and home gardening.
Yes.
Do you think those coping strategy can contribute to households which were in the area or crisis? Like, I hope you may know.
I think our main objective is sharing our findings, sharing more strategy for more resilient to become resilient during crisis. So I think they can learn and their awareness increase from that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention and time.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. And Thank you to everyone who participated in the Q&A session. So let us again give a warm round of applause for Ms. Hlan Tintin Myat.
Our second presentation is entitled Bringing Agriculture Closer to People, Community Welfare, Connecting Students, and an Island Through Agriculture. Please welcome Mrs. Ai Sato from Tokyo University of Agriculture. The floor is yours.
Today, I'm going to talk about bringing agriculture closer to people. I will follow this outline and introduce our activities based on the ISS theme. Hello everyone, my name is Ai Sato, and I'm a third-year student in the Department of Agribusiness at Tokyo NODAI. I was born and raised in Kanagawa, a place very close to Tokyo. In our department, there are 4 student-led organizations as shown in this slide. Yao Venture, the Matcha Product Project, Beehive, and Viven. Among them, I belong to Viven, so today I would like to introduce the activities of Viven. To begin with, I would like to share the current situation of agriculture in Japan as a background. This survey was conducted by Japan's Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Figure 1 shows the trend in the number of new farmers under the age of 49, and Figure 2 shows a comparison of food self-sufficiency rates around the world. As you can see, the number of new farmers was declining year by year, and Japan's self-sufficiency rate is lower than other countries. Given this fact, I conducted a survey on Instagram about what kind of image younger generation have towards the current situation of Japanese agriculture. The result is shown in Figure 3. We found that most of the respondents have a positive image towards agriculture. Even though the current situation is not ideal, many of the younger generation have a positive image towards agriculture. So the survey has revealed that there is a discrepancy between the current agriculture situation in Japan and how people actually perceive it. One of the potential reasons for this discrepancy is that people consider the problems of agriculture to be someone else's problem, just as I once did. However, when I experienced the farming through school training, I realized how attractive agriculture really is. Through this experience, I have come to realize that increasing the number of people involved in agriculture is crucial for solving current problems. Here, people involved in agriculture have a broader sense than just farmers. It includes people who have farming experiences, participate in farmers' events, and visit markets and buy local products. Not everyone needs to become a farmer. I simply want more people to feel that agriculture is closer to their daily lives. To put this belief into practice, our student organization Viven conducts initiatives aimed at connecting people with agriculture. Our student organization was founded in May 2024. Currently, We have 25 members, mainly from Tokyo NODAI. We run the Island Revitalization Project, which carried out community activities on Hachijo Island. I will introduce our first project today, the Revitalization Project on Hachijo Island. If you are interested, please visit our Instagram via this QR code. Hachijo Island is a remote island in Japan. This island is 287 kilometers away from Tokyo. We chose this remote island for a very specific reason. It serves as a perfect testing ground for the future of Japan. On the island, population declining and aging are advancing much faster than in the rest of the country. Thus, the need to expand the agricultural community is even more urgent on this island. In addition, if we are successful here, we believe that our project could be a model for other regions in the future. But how did we actually get started? It was thanks to a fortunate connection. One of our supporters happens to own a vacation home there. Furthermore, a generous local resident offered to let us use their farmland for free. The picture on the left shows our farmland in its early stage, right after it was generously lent to us. At first, it was just empty land with nothing on it. The picture in the middle shows us planting seedlings for the first time. And the picture on the right shows us helping local residents. Thanks to the incredible support, we were able to launch a project aimed at creating community where people are connected through agriculture. Currently, we are focusing on preparing and cultivating this land since the project has just started. We are still in the early stages, but we are thrilled to share that we successfully completed our very first harvest this year, radishes. To build a strong connection with the country, we also held an event last year. The event featured uniquely Japanese activities such as watermelon splitting and the flowing noodles called nagashisomen in Japanese. During the activities, we introduced our farmland and shared our project with the participants. Our community building efforts also extended to supporting the island in times of need. In October, when Hachijo Island was struck by a severe typhoon, we wanted to give back to the locals. We provided food relief by serving tinola, a traditional Philippine soup. We believe we learned how to cook this warm dish from our supervisor, who is from the Philippines. More than just providing food, this activity became a meaningful opportunity to share our mission and strengthen our bonds with the local residents. While running this project, we have focused two big challenges. The first is that we cannot visit Hachijo Island frequently. The second is securing transportation costs. Hachijo Island is located 287 kilometers away from Tokyo, so it is difficult to travel there regularly, which makes farm management challenging. To overcome this challenge, we take a flexible approach inspired by the idea of agriculture that makes use of various natural processes, and we are exploring a farming style that can be continued even from a distance. We are currently experimenting on weather farming that relies more natural processes can be sustained in a remote setting. However, we are not strictly following any specific farming method and instead take a flexible approach based on our situation. In our farm, we follow a no pesticide and no fertilizer policy. We cut overgrown weeds while leaving their roots in the soil and use them as grass mulch. We also believe that utilizing biodiversity is the easiest way to follow natural cycles, so we plant more than 20 different species together. In addition to vegetables, we grow flowers to create a farm that can be enjoyed with all five senses. The second challenge is securing transportation costs. Round-trip flights costed about 20,000 yen, and the ferry costs about 10,000 yen, which is a financial barrier for students. To overcome this financial barrier, we are working to make our project self-sustaining. In 2025, we have operated a booth at our Tokyo NODAI Harvest Festival and used the profits to cover transportation costs. In the future, we plan to sell products from Hachijo Island at local markets in Tokyo. By selling Hachijo Island's local specialties alongside the crops we grow, we aim not only to fund our travels, but also to create the funds of the island right here in the city. Our final goal is creating community space that connects to the next generation. We imagine the future where local residents care for the crops together and where the farm serves as a hub for new connections, such as more people joining our events and connecting people through our farm. Eventually, we hope to see residents practicing nature-based farming in their own gardens, spreading this sustainable mindset. If more people get involved, we can expect better food literacy and reduction of food loss, a renewed appreciation of local agriculture, empowered farms, and a more resilient, self-sufficient food system. Finally, I would like to highlight how our activities relate to the International Student Summit. We believe that community building is in our activities strongly connects with the theme of ISS. Through our activities, we introduced our key value, creating opportunities for wider engagement. Creating opportunities includes all our activities, such as organizing events, participating in local markets, and helping island residents. Agriculture is a collaborative activity. In the past, community in Japan were built through neighborhood relationship, local events, and farming. When people think of agriculture, many associate it only with food, but it is also about creating connections between people. Through events and activities, we hope to expand interactions not only between students and in island residents, but also among the island residents themselves. This leads to the growth of the local community. Finally, remote islands are a microcosm of Japan, and Japan is a microcosm of the world. If students studying in Tokyo can successfully building a community, a remote island 287 kilometers away, we believe this model can be applied anywhere in Japan. It can also be applied in countries like Japan, where declining food self-sufficiency and the decreasing number of farmers are becoming serious issues. In the future, we hope that agriculture will be seen positively all over the world, become a familiar part of people's daily lives and be recognized as something that concerns everyone. These are differences. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Aisa-san, for your wonderful presentation. Now we want to invite the audience for questions and comments. There anyone have any question or comments?
Thank you for your presentation. My name is Martin from Tanzania. I would like to ask you a question based on how will you be able to convince most of the world's population? Because I do believe most of the world population do believe in the usage of pesticides and chemical fertilizers for more economic production. How will you be able to go against these people? I mean, to convince them. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Could you ask the question again, please?
Okay. My question is, how will you be able to convince most of the world's population to adapt this kind of agriculture, like without the usage of pesticides or chemical fertilizers? Because most of the world population do believe in the usage of pesticides and chemical fertilizers for more production. Thank you.
Thank you, sis.
해주세요. 그래도. Thank you for the question. So she has answered that with with agricultural companies and farmers using using pesticides, this method is this method is trying to eliminate the use of pesticides to have a more natural and organic use for food production and the consumers to have a healthier pest. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for all your question and comments. So a last of applause for Aisa-san, and let's move on for the next presentation.
Our third presentation is entitled A Low-Cost Handheld Soil Moisture Sensor for Farmers and Citizen Scientists. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sidesh S. Mane from Michigan State University, United States. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. And can you hear me? No? Good morning, everyone. I'm Siddesh Mane. I'm a grad student in Michigan State University, currently as a PhD student, third year student. This is my project I worked in 2022, a low-cost handheld soil moisture sensor for farmers and citizen scientists. So before starting, I would like to imagine you're a farmer or you're a researcher and you have to go to the field. You have to go to the field every day and check the soil. You have to hold the soil, check it, is it moist or not? Do you need to irrigate or not? Or you are working in a big project, like say, for example, hydrological modeling in watershed, and you want to cover like 100 acres of watershed. You are going every day, taking the soil, coming to the field, keeping in the oven and checking how much is the soil moisture. It's very tedious and it's not possible. But in United States, right now in 2024, it's a report on 2024 USDA's report. 40% farmers still doing that. They are not using the advanced technologies such as sensors or anything to irrigate their farms. And you saw the news, what's happening in Europe today. It's a heat wave, exactly same in US. So they are increasing the irrigation, like they are going to irrigation, but they don't have the tools to do that. If you see the current scenario, only 9.8%, almost 10% farmers use the technologies in their farm. So that's the problem. So the problem is not the technology, the problem is the cost. So people or the farmers are not able to afford the sensors or the technology, you can say. So they don't have the information. They don't have the information. They cannot make a decision based on that information. So either they are using 25% more water or they are wasting the water or you can say that they are losing a lot of water. So if you use the precision technology or the sensors, you can save 25% water without losing any yield. So you will get exactly same yield if you use the sensors or any decision method to irrigate your field. This is just an example I'm giving you why we need the technology. So there exactly the project sits, there exactly the project comes in a picture. So you can say like that, okay, this is all about the sensor, but there are satellites. We can use the satellites. So SMAP is a NASA's flagship satellite. It uses, it calls that the soil moisture active passive satellite. It gives you soil moisture over a particular area, but we cannot use it. The reason, it will not give you the exact decision power. Today, the farmer needs water, how much or how long you need to provide the irrigation. Just giving simple example, because it has the spatial as well as temporal resolution, which is 2 cores. So the problem is there are satellites, you cannot use it because the resolution is 2 cores. There are sensors on the ground. Those are very expensive. Like a single sensor cost around $300 to $1,500 with data logger. And if you want more accessories, you want to go for telemetry or wireless, you have to invest more. And US, like the farmers are 50 acres, 40 acres, 100 acres. So you need more sensors. So you cannot afford this much of investment, I would say. And they are not willing to do that. So the farmers are in between. From the earth, it is 2 cores. From the ground, it is expensive. So they are in between. They are not able to make the decision what to do. That's exactly where this project comes in. So we call it LCSM sensor. So it is like low cost soil moisture sensor. It's not something new. Everyone knows that. It is there, but we are making affordable as well as rigorously tested and user friendly. So the device is cost $80, which is almost 85% reduction in the cost with the commercial sensors. And it is non-patented, open source. Anyone can use it. A farmer from Kenya, the farmer from US or farmer from India, they can easily use it, repair it. It's very simple. It has the app, which is developed by, again, students, Michigan State University's undergrad students. If you see in the app, there are few things which is very necessary when you go to the field. All the readings are geotagged. You don't need extra sensor to check the GPS location. It is geotagged. Again, the first column, you can see the soil type. We provided few calibration equations, but if you're using in another country, you may need to change that. So there are raw readings you can record, and you can go at the same point and record the true values. You can calibrate, you can add your own equations as well. So it's easy. It's freely available in Android as well as it's freely available in iOS platform. So we are thinking to provide more upgrades in future. Again, for the research point of view, because we developed this is for the research point of view, you can share the data in any format, text, CSV, any format. And it's like very pocket friendly. You can keep it in the pocket, plug in the soil, record everything in your phone, just move. So it's very simple. So this is a very important point. So we like only developing low cost sensor is not the idea we are providing. We rigorously tested it. We tested in two locations or two types of soil, mineral soil with organic soil. For a mineral, we use Michigan State University's research farms, almost 22 fields and 70 locations. And for organic soil, I worked with NASA's, this is actually funded by the NASA's project. So we went with SMAPEX 2022 Calval field campaign. There we use our sensor along with the other commercially available sensors around 13 forest fields and 14 locations in each site. So rigorously tested almost 400, more than 400 paired samples. Paired sample means we went to the field, we took soil moisture reading from sensor as well as we took soil samples from same locations. So we did this for like a year, and we have come up with like a few soil samples, soil calibration equations. What we found in the results, so we able to achieve, so our target was to have accuracy less than plus minus 4%. So we achieved that. Our sensor gives the accuracy around less than plus minus 0.035. And you can go below that if you do a soil specific calibrations. In the second graph, you can see that we compared with the commercially available sensor, that is Hydra probe and Theta probe. You might know that these are very popularly known and very well used in all of the studies. We compared with it, and we run some statistical tests as well, and the correlation is very good. It is performing exactly same how the commercial sensors perform. So we able to achieve our goal like less than 4% accuracy plus behaving exactly same the commercial sensor works. So what are the implications? It is a youth-led actions, like youth-led, or you can say the youth-led science can be used for research purpose. It is exactly same effective as scientists are doing right now. The hardware plus app plus field or were done by the students. So it is youth-led action. Again, second thing, we are pushing our devices towards the citizen science. Citizen science means who may know or who may don't know. We actually the project is we are implementing this project with NASA's GLOBE program, and the NASA's GLOBE program pushing uh, or helping the countries, 120 countries with their students to provide these sensors, collect the data from their region, upload on their website. It's open source. Anyone from the world can see the data. They can download it for a research purpose and they can use for their research. So for providing expensive sensors for 120 countries, it's a huge demand of money. So we are developing a cheap tools, but fairly accurate, not like completely accurate 1% or 2%, but fairly accurate to provide them to teach the students, create their interest towards the DIY electronics or new technologies in Africa, say, or somewhere in Southeast Asia, to upload the data, collect the data, create and climate awareness, something like that. So we can do that. Second, we try to provide an exclusive asset in an inclusive way. So the sensor or the precision agriculture technology, it's not only for wealthy farmers. Anyone can use it. Anyone can afford it. So we want to create equity in the farmers. So you can use the new technology and you can transform yourself. Again, it is non-patented and public domain, and it's a tool, but I call it's a data cooperative mission, because if you provide the information to farmers, they are willing to use it. Challenges, I would like to mention that if you see in organic soil, the errors are almost doubled. It's a little bit technical domain I'm going because of the porosity and other organic soil properties. So we are thinking, or we are pushing ourselves to test the sensors in multiple or various soil types. So we'll have data from a different soil types. So we'll create a common, or you can say a soil specific calibration. So anyone, like farmers are not willing to calibrate the sensor. So we have to do something to give them a direct option. Second is very important. It's a trust gap. So it's a human behavior. If you're providing something cheap tools to them, they will not accept it. So you have to do some demonstrations. You have to use some extension people to demonstrate this is a good technology. You have to use it. We are doing now. And that's how you need to fill that gap. Perspective, we need to, as I told, expand the soil coverage. It needs to test in different soil specific or soil different soil texture locations. We need to add the wireless telemetry. Obviously, we need a wireless sensor because if you have 100 acres, we need a lot of sensors in a single field. I did that. This is just the first step, the first stage I'm presenting here. Conclusion, we got the accuracy with reducing the 85% cost. It is engineered, it is rigorously validated. It is also dismantling the economic boundary. It is open source. We don't need to pay anything. It is for the people and for the citizen scientists and the scholars. Thank you. The paper is published. You can scan the QR code and look the paper. And thank you for the NASA, USDA, and ISS providing the opportunity to give and show my research here. Thank you. Questions?
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. We would now like to invite questions from the audience. Are there, does anyone have any questions from the audience?
Thank you for your presentation. I'm Savani from the University of British Columbia. And you mentioned that there's around 120 countries where this is being given out right now, if I'm correct?
Yeah, actually, all the projects are funded by NASA Globe program. So this is a stage one project to develop the tools. So NASA Globe has collaboration with 120 countries and their schools. So we will providing tools to them. They will support the.
Okay, because I was wondering if there was any area where this technology is being picked up better than others. Like, for example, is there certain areas where there's a lot more data available and people are using this technology more? And would you know why it's being picked up better in certain areas?
Areas, when I didn't get your idea. Like, what exactly you mean?
Because this is being done in 120 countries, are there certain regions where this is being picked up better and used more by people and where people are uploading their data rather than others?
It will be provided.
It will. Oh, never mind. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Does anybody else have any questions that they would like to ask to the presenter?
Good morning. My name is Faith from UniLaSalle. I just have one question. You talked about that this is being used in Michigan State and Massachusetts at the moment, and that the goal is to reduce water waste. Is that it?
Actually, the goal is to create a low-cost tool.
Okay, now you said yours is $80 and the commercially available one is 300, but the accuracy is the same. Why is yours cheaper that the commercial ones are not able to bring it to the same cost? And yeah, that's basically my question.
It's all about intellectual properties.
Sorry?
It's all about intellectual properties. If you're a company, you have to support your employees.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is actually developed by the university, and we are not costing anything for using the app. It's freely available.
Okay.
And the device, as I mentioned, it's open source. So there are specific locations in NASA website. So these projects are published there. So anyone can go there, download the drawings, everything. You can get it from there. So the idea, the companies actually, what usually they do, and it's not bad actually, they want to support the whole ecosystem. So our major goal was so basically I worked with the NASA's field campaigns. So we test the soil moisture data. Whatever the satellite is giving is accurate, is not. So when I went to the first time in Massachusetts, so actually it's not we are using in Massachusetts. I went there for a field campaign. When satellite is passing, we used to go in a field, collect the sample on the same time to check whatever satellite is giving is accurate or not. So when I was doing that, we have to carry 4 sensors to check the GPS location, another sensor, soil moisture, another sensor, and 12 centimeter, another sensor. So there the idea picked up like why we need to create something cheaper, keep it in the pocket, just plug it, use your phone because everyone has a phone, upload the data and come. Yeah, so basically if you compare with company, they have a different way of running the companies. It's actually for everyone. That's why it's cheap. And if you see in the recent 3-4 years, the electronics are cheaper. So you can develop cheaper electronics, basically.
Thank you for your question. Due to time constraints, we will have to move to the next presenter. So once again, let us give a warm round of applause to Mr. Shides Eshmane.
So our final presentation today is entitled An Investigation into Rice Drip Irrigation System for Yield Maintenance and Green Gas Mitigation in the Water Resource Competition in Taiwan. Please welcome Mr. Noah from National Pingtung University of Science and Technology in Taiwan. The floor is yours.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, and when morning in Taiwan, we don't say good morning, we say 早安. So 早安, everyone. Okay, thanks. Oh, okay. Today my present topic is an investigation into rice drip irrigation system for yard maintenance and greenhouse mitigation underwater resource competition in Taiwan. And I want to shout out my advisor in there. Okay. Okay, from Taiwan to see me my present. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, my name is Lou Noya. Everyone can call me Noah. And I'm from Taiwan, studying at National Pingtung University of Science and Technology, NPUST. And my department is plant industry, and my research is focused on genetic plant breeding, soil and environmental science, and crop science. Okay, our focus on the water resource issues on rice production is due to it's due to a lot of desire. It's caused by climate change or human overexposure of a resource. So among this is a dry desire is more damage on the rice production or on agriculture economic. Follow the FAO data, we can now account the $37 loss in the global economic, okay? And when we talking about rice, or rice cultivation or rice production in our memory or from movie, we have a heavily less on water, right? This very important information because we can see this map from FAO. We can see red region is primarily is major rice production, rice cultivation region. So what water resource issue, not only Taiwan's problem, it's world problem now. And rice production problem is world problem now. Okay, for example, when talking about rice production of water resource issues, we maybe direct connect to the rice yield will reduce. But not only like this, for example, like quality in Japan, because water shortage, the white back rice increase. So first rice grade from 70% down to 10%. So this is a rice quality problem in Japan example, yeah. And we can see another example like water resource not even impact to the rice quality or rice protection or rice yield, even impact to the farmer's survival because water shortage or abnormally temperature increase will lead to farmers' suicide rate increase. So this is not only economic on the rice production. This is very serious problem we will lose our farmer in future and our farmer skill in future. So this is very serious problem in the world, not only in Taiwan or not only in Indian news, okay? And how about Taiwan's issues? Because Taiwan have a very distinct dry season and wet season, and we have a very narrow and elongated geographic layout. So we need to meticulous planning of water resource conservation in Taiwan. And now we have another very news problem in Taiwan because we have a TSMC. I think everyone know TSMC because Japan in future will have TSMC too. This is semiconductor industry. And this industry need to a lot of water resource. So we often witness competition in Taiwan between the semiconductor industry and agricultural sector competition in Taiwan. So this is another problem in Taiwan's situation, water resource issues. And besides this is problem or this is issues, because a traditional rice cultivation is heavily relies on water, right? And it heavily relies on the continuous floating standing water on the ground. So this situation will induce greenhouse gas emission like CH4 emission. So if we use our system for rice cultivation, can reduce this situation because we can reduce time, still continuous floating or standing water on ground time and reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. Oh, okay. Everyone can see in your left side, this image is our system compared to the conventional floating irrigation method. Okay, everyone can see a network. This network can deliver water from the pump to plant. So this is our drip irrigation system in our campus and in Pingdong. Okay, so actual field condition, everyone can see a right side picture. Okay. And follow this picture, we can see a steps after pipe setup and transplanting situation by our student and by our partner. And we have used the chamber, get a greenhouse gas data. We use a chamber cover the plant, and from this chamber get a CH4 data. Okay, and we use tension meter to know how much the soil water tension now. Okay, after this is the introduce of my problem of my system. Okay, we can introduce our result now. Okay, first it's rice yield. In the wet season, we can see have not significant difference between two treatment. One treatment is conventional floating and another is drip irrigation. So in the wet season, we can see we have not significant difference between the two treatment. But in the dry season, we can see the dry irrigation is a slight drop compared to the conventional floating method. And I think this result is very successful for us because we keep the rice yield in the dry season because in Taiwan, dry season is very dry, okay? So we think this rice yield result is we want. And under this situation, we can see use the irrigation drip irrigation system can save water from 43% to 55% of agricultural water, and in water use efficiency can increase 44%. So especially in dry season, everyone can see this image. And that's in a CH4 result. We can see in a wet season and in a dry season, our system always can reduce CH4 emission. Can reduce by 58% to 76%. Okay. Under this advantage point, we of course have some challenge need to solve. Or we have challenge need to think about idea to solve this challenge or this problem, like increased cost, because if we want to set up the pipe on the ground, we need to more money to pay to set up the pipe to buy the pipe. So this is problem one, this challenge one, and second is crop rotation because Taiwan's Western is a very high diversity rotating system. So we have maybe we have a rice cultivation, we have a vegetable cultivation in the western of Taiwan. So if we use this pipe, also we need to think how to use the pipe on the second rotating crop or just remove or just leaving on ground. So this is a challenge for us. And with management in Taiwan, because rice cultivation in the traditional, so need to standing water. But we use our system duplication system. We reduce standing water time on the ground. So our weight will growing very faster. So this problem too. Okay, so we have some idea can solve this challenge and problem. First, if mute foundationals idea, because we can maybe we can leave the pipe underground and use for second rotating. And this method, we not only can solve the rotating problem in Taiwan, and we can reduce the agriculture machine into the field to prepare. This prepare maybe will lead to the CH4 emission for stronger or for so more damage, right? And in the weight measurement problem, we will use teach integrate weight control, like a weight control robot in Taiwan. And now our campus is using this robot to control the weight problem now. So, but in a traditional, everyone can see we have a duck on our field. This duck can solve our weight management problem and pesticides or any insect problem in the field. Okay. So everyone can see your right side. That right side. Can see our field situation, actual field situation in the video. Okay. And last, I want to say our system not only saving water, we also can mitigate. We also can reduce CH4 emission on my campus. So I think our system is very successful in our campus, but it's not enough for us because in the world have a lot of place have a water resource issues, have a rice production issues or another crop production issues. So maybe one day our system can use not only in Pingdong, not only in campus, not only in Taiwan, and maybe one day world can use if you like press need to system or have water resource issues. And now we have some student and partner use this system because our student and partner in the same time is a farmer too. So they have Lancel field. So on Lancel field, they use this system to prove this system and it work. So, okay, it's my reference and thank you.
Thank you, Noah, for your presentation. Now we would like to invite the audience for a question or comments.
I'm Miyabi, and I'm a student of Tokyo University of Agriculture. And thank you for your presentation. I'm interested in it. So it has many problems about rice production. And I have a question to solve these problems. What can we do? And what is your next hope?
Hope next step. Okay, maybe next day our team want to push this system not only in Pingdong because in Taiwan have a lot of players, especially like Western Taiwan, always use traditional rice production method. So we hope to our system not only use on our campus. We need to maybe and now we are pushing this system to farmer not only in Pingdong's farmer, maybe Tainan or maybe Kaohsiung, another place in Taiwan. Yes. So I think maybe next step we will push this system in Taiwan. Yeah. So thank you. It's a good question.
Thank you too.
Anyone else?
Well,
Thank you for your presentation. And my name is Diệp. I'm come from Vietnam. As I know that have many methods be applied in the advanced agriculture, but I have question for you that the unique the like a unique points of these methods compared to the another methods like this word like alternate wetting and dry or direct seed dry.
Could you repeat again last question? Could you repeat again?
It means that I want to the different point between these your methods like deep irrigation with another methods. Like another method like alternate drying and wetting or the dry seeding rice when you apply in your agriculture.
Yeah. Dry seeding.
Yeah, dry.
Yeah, dry seeding. In our campus, we use a dry seeding by machine. We have machine can dry seeding in our campus field. Yeah.
Yes. I want to ask about the different like the advance the advantage of these methods compared to the another.
Method compared to other. Sorry, maybe this question can contact to me. Maybe we can discussion under one. Yeah. Thanks. Good question.
A last applause for Noah-san. So thank you to all our presenters for sharing your inspiring work today. And before closing this session, I would like to share some key takeaway from each presentation. So from the first presentation, from Miat presentation, we learned that transforming household resilience into community action is an important step toward achieving inclusive and sustainable community welfare. From IE's presentation, we learned that increasing the number of people involved in agriculture is essential, and not everyone needs to be a farmer. There is many ways for people to connect and support agriculture. And from Sid's presentation, we learned that resilience agriculture is not truly about better technology, but also about who has access to it. Low cost and open source tools can help make precision agriculture and shared community research. And from our last presenters, we learned that rice drip irrigation can maintain yield, save water, and reduce methane emission, offering a sustainable solution of water stress agriculture. So through this presentation, we have seen that innovation, resilience, and collaboration are essential to improving community welfare around the world. On behalf of Group A, thank you all for your participation and attention. We hope you enjoyed this session with us and wish you a wonderful rest of Submit. Thank you very much.